Major elections can get emotions running high across all areas of our life, including our finances. A new study shows 78% of Americans are anxious about their money during the race to the White House. CPA, author, and host of The Money Guy Show, Brian Preston, joins us now with some tips on how to emotion-proof our finances. You're going to be like our money therapist today, Brian. So let's get to this. Your first tip is for people to keep their fear in check. What do you mean by this? How do we do it?
Natalie, I got to tell you, that 78% anxiety, but even worse than those stats is 40% of people are thinking about coming out of the stock market just because of the fear of these elections. That is a complete disaster. Look, our flight or fight skills that have kept us, around for thousands of years actually work against you when it comes to your finances. So if you are scared, look, nothing wrong. We're at all-time highs again, even though 2 weeks ago it seemed like the sky was falling. Look at your emergency reserves. See if you're taking on too much risk, but do not decide that just because of an election, you're going to pull your money out of the financial markets. It's going to be a mistake.
Another tip that you have is tend to your garden. How can elections distract people from making those good financial decisions?
Yeah, look, I mean, I get it. We watch the nightly news, we get all the information, and it really gets things going inside, but focus on what you can control. That's the 10-year garden. So if it's one of those things where you need to understand, is it your emergency reserves? Is it your asset allocation? Just focus outside of your vote. You don't control the election, but you do control your financial life.
And what kind of impact can elections, or have they made on the S&P 500?
Yeah, this is so important for everyone to understand. The stock market is not red. It's not blue. Over decades, this thing focuses on the green. It's all about making the money. Here's some stats to help people understand. 77% of the time, the S&P 500 goes up in most years. If you just stay in the markets for 3 years, that number goes up to 88%. If you stay in the market for 5 years, we're over 93% likelihood that you're going to make money. So don't let these emotional moments or these moments in time derail your financial life.
And I see the poster there for it behind you, but in your book, Millionaire Mission, you go over a 9-step system. Can you go over some of the foundational points that people should keep in mind, whether or not it's an election year?
Yeah, it's important. In school, they taught us the order of operations for math, but they didn't teach us the order of operations for finance. That's exactly what I've tried to do with this book. So let's give you 3 quick hits on this. First of all, get your emergency reserves right. We like the highest deductible covered. That way an emergency doesn't derail you. Let's go ahead and start making wealth building automatic for you. So let's focus on that employer free match. Let's get some money into those retirement plans. And then, of course, number 3, if you have high interest debt where you're paying credit card companies over 20%, you'll never get ahead. So let's get those things vanquished and paid off.
Brian Preston, thank you for your time.